Hey guys, how are you doing? Crossy here with another episode of this low level account. Today we're on the verge of hitting level 16, so I've done a little bit offline, leveled it up from low level 15 to where we are now. I've also unlocked the spoons ability. I've gone from spinners to spoons, so I'll show you what I've been doing. So I've also bought myself another better spinning rod. So we had this one to start off with. This was the one that we was using, the beginner's one. So I've stepped up a level from that one to this one, which is the linear. It's a 20 kilo load capacity on this one. I've married it up with a Adriatica 7.5 kilo reel, some 8 kilo line. The line's slightly heavier than what the reel recommends, but it's only like £1 in actual test weight, so that should be fine. I've also put on a carbon leader, and that's a 7 kilo carbon leader. So the leader is less than the reel. It's also less than the line, which is good, obviously, but all three things are less than the rod. And I've also bought a few of these hunter lures. Now, I'm not sure if these are the right ones, because these are the Hunter 2 lures. The favourites that most people use are the Hunter 1s. Have I got any Hunter 1s? Oh, no, I've not bought any. So this is the selection of spinners and just a couple of 3 new spoons. So we'll give them a try. And we need to hit, obviously, level 16 before we can go and fish on Kuori. And that's going to be the objective, I think, in this episode. So stick around. Let's see if we can make it sooner rather than later. I think what I'll do, first of all, is I may buy a couple of Hunter 1 lures. Let's check out the store. I'll also show you the cost of that rod that I bought. The rod is a spinning rod, and it's this one. And it's which one was it? I think it's this one. So it was 428 silver for that rod. It's a 2-star rod, so it's not brilliant, but it's obviously a step up from the Corona. I'll show you the line that I'm using. I'm using a braid, and I'm using this one, and the 8 kilo. So that was 126 silver, and that's a 4-star braided line. So that's a pretty good line. The reel is the Adriatica 7. Where are you, Adriatica? This one. It's a 7.5. Out of stock here. I actually had that sent to me by one of the followers. So I'll send that back to him when I can get the next step up, which will probably be, I might try one of these new ones actually. So possibly a alpha. This one, the 8000. Get one of those. Should be pretty good. So probably looking about 2000 silver grind now to be able to get to that level. The other alternative is the gold 80, out of stock as well. These are really good. Tried and tested. Really hard wearing as well. Not too costly on repairs, which is a good thing. But yeah, if you've got any questions about anything to do with like a low level setups or what to buy next, stick it in the comments and I'll get to it, and I'll try and advise, or maybe show you in the next video the way to go. So let's look at lures. So we've moved from spinners And we're on to spoons. So these are the spoons section. You need to reach 15% on your your spinning lure fishing ability before you can actually unlock the use of these. So these are the favorites. These are the hunter ones. As you can see, a couple of them are out of stock here. But yeah, these are really good spoons to use on Kuori and Volkov. Very, very effective. But unfortunately, my favourite one, 002, is out of stock. So we'll stick with the ones that we've got. We'll give them a try on here. Let's try and reach level 16. And then we'll move over to Kuori Lake and we'll give it a shot. See what we can get. Maybe do a little bit of trolling on the boat. But yeah, let's move down here. I'm also going to fish with two feeder rods. We'll use 2 feeder rods and 1 spinner. So let's put the feeder rods out first. So I'm just using cheese with a tench mix that I've been given. You can just use cheese or even maggot on the feeder. This is a good spot. So 37.62. It's not a long cast. You want to need to cast out 40% just into the middle. It'll drop back. You'll see your line, the angle of the line going down. It's quite deep though. It's about 2 meters, maybe 1.5 meters. So let's drop that there. Tighten up our line. Put the second one out. So exactly the same. Same sort of distance. We'll drop that there. So there are our 2 feeder traps. Right, let's get to the spoons. Right, let's give this a try. I'm gonna cast towards the bridge and retrieve it back this way, and maybe cast away that way and bring it back. If not, if we don't get much action here, we can also move down a little bit further. But first of all, let's see if we can cast. I've still got an issue with the casting. Don't know what it is. What causes it? Right, when you're using spoons, you need to increase your retrieval speed a little bit. So I'm going to go up to 18. Default 16. I'm going to go up to 18. See if that works, if we can get jig step. Now jig step is done. You should be able to do 1 rotation of the reel handle and stop. And you should get just above the tension meter on the left. You should get an indication that you're doing jig step. So let's see if we can get it going. There we go. Touching bottom, jig step. So 1 wind, pause. 1 wind, pause. And just rinse and repeat, basically. So we're on speed 18, and this is a Hunter 2 lure. So the different Hunter lures, 1, 2, 3, etc. They're the size and the weight. And then you've got, it would say dash 001 or dash 002. That, the 001, 2, etc. That's the actual design of the colouring of the lure. So this one I'm using now is a Hunter 2 002. Not getting much action though. We've lost jig step. Oh, there we go. Got jig step back. basically you're bringing, when you wind, you're pulling the lure along and up in the water, and on pause it then drops back down with a it like wobbles as it drops back down to the bottom. You can do it, get jig step without it touching bottom, just keep it off the bottom. Let's try a different one. Let's try this one. Maybe the black one is better in cloud cover or darker conditions. So let's try again. We'll do jig step, get jig step going. If you don't get jig step on a wind, try increasing the retrieval speed slightly. So I'm on 20 now. Jig step. Must be the depth. If it's not deep enough, you'll find it really tricky to get jig step. Right, well, there's nothing happening there. And there's nothing happening with the feeder rods either, so I'm going to pack the rods up here and we're going to move. I don't want to leave these here and just move off with the lure rod. I'll take these with me, so we're not running around the lake trying to catch fish when the bells are ringing. Right, I'm going to move down to one of my favourite spots at the moment on here. So this spot here, it's 1668 coordinates, and on the map I'm actually in this very top corner. It's not very deep, pretty shallow. It's between 0.5 and 1 meter, but it normally throws up some pike and perch, even tench on the feeders. What you want to do is, just do a little cast just around these lily pads with the feeder rods. I'm going to put the other one on the corner here, so where these lily pads are. So again, about 40%. Put that there. And we'll give the spoon another try. Let's try the spoon here. So let's cast down that direction and bring it through these snags in the weed area. Let's see if we can get jig step. We might get snagged a few times doing it, but yeah, we got jig step straight away here. There we go. Fish on. And it's a little perch, and we've got another point on spin fishing. So keep that. The actual spoon design is a little bit perch-like. We got hit straight away as that hit the water then. That's pretty effective. And we've got a bite on the feeder. So we've got another perch, another point on spin fishing. I'm going to put this down a minute. Let's see what's on this. Let's see what's on the feeder. Is it a little tench? Yeah, a little tench. Let's put that back out there again. So just around these snags and lily pads, it's good cover. Fish like that sort of thing, especially tench. It's no tench. They're not really an open water fish. They like the weedy areas. So there you go. The other one's just gone as well. So it looks like we're going to be busy fishing this spot. There's another tench. Yep. Tench fishing and spoon fishing. Right, so we'll bang that out there again. I'm doing it, giving it the full beans, so 120 whatever it is %. So I'm shift casting. So if you hold your shift down and full power, you get that extra boost. Jig step. There we go. Sean, is this a pike? No, bigger perch. Much bigger perch, that one. So holding shift, you get 122%. So the Hunter 2 006 is this one, I think. Yeah, 006. Looks a bit like a perch with the stripes. We've got a bite on the feeder again. Let's just pop that down there a minute. Tench again, maybe? Bit bigger. Yep. Yeah, much bigger. So it's a kilo tench. Just over £2. In old money, as they say. Got a fish on and we weren't even touching that one. Another little perch. So this looks like a bit of a perch killer, this one. This spoon. So I'm going to try a different one. I'm going to try this fat icon one. Let's see what we get with this. No, it's turning cloudy. So we're still getting jig step with it being a spoon. Fish on. We've got another perch. So all I'm doing, I'm just casting the other side of these dead trees and weed and just bringing it back through them. So got something a little bit better on this rod. It's taking line. I'm just going to gradually turn the friction brake up. The drag. Not too much. Obviously the higher you increase that, the more wear you can put on your tackle. So keeping it low, yeah, it takes longer to tire the fish, but it also is less damaging. Now this fish is going. I have a feeling it could be a carp. It's coming up to using 25% of my spool capacity. If it gets to the point where it's taking like 75% of your spool, which you can tell from the little, if you look on the bottom of the screen, on the right hand side of the tension meter, you've got the little white circle, which is now 3/4 full. That tells you how much line you've got left on your reel. So obviously when the white fully disappears, well, when it gets really low, it'll turn orange and red. That's telling you you're about to be, the fish is about to take all the line off your spool. So that, you know, keep your eye on that. It's slowing down, I think. But as the tension drops, it's still going. But keep your eye on the bar in the mid. As the bar drops, gets shorter. Wind a little bit. Like that now. It looks like it's giving up its fight. Maybe. No, it's still having another little kick. It's going again. So it's coming up to, it's taking about 30% of the line. Once it does decide it's given up, I will then turn the tension up. I just don't want it. I don't want to turn the drag resistance up when it's you know, when it's still taking line off the spool. Let's try turning it up to 20 now. It's gonna be better. Yeah, I think we've got it. It could be a nice tench, this. Let's turn up to 22. And we'll shift reel now. So I'm holding shift down and left mouse. You see how much quicker he's reeling it in? Without shift. With shift. Without shift. And with shift. So we've got the fish. Got the fish coming now. We should zoom in, we should be able to see what it is. I think it might be a little it's a little grass carp, I think. Or is it a tench? No, it's a tench, I think. It's a decent tench. Yeah, 3 kilo tench. Nice tench. 3000 XP. That is with premium. So I'm getting double this. So if you get premium, what it does, it gives you some little perks. It's not necessary, but yeah, it does give you perks. So it doubles the amount of XP that you get from a fish, and it also increases the skill point that you get. I think it's by something like 30% better chance of gaining skill points from catching fish, and it also gives you the ability to send items to other players, which, like I say, it's not necessary, but at low level, if you just started the game and you wanted to get through the early levels quicker, get yourself some premium. You can also get premium by joining some of the hosted competitions that RF4 do. They do a lot of gold and premium giveaways, so you can get yourself premium for a week if you join like a low level. One of the low level competitions on the lower lakes. Get in there, see if you can win yourself some premium and some gold, maybe some tackle. So yeah, 3 kilo tench, nice tench. So let's put this one back where we found it, which was out here. Right, this now, I'm going to try a different, I'm going to put a different spoon on this in the rain, and I have a feeling this is going to be a good one in the rain. maybe not. Not a touch on that. Another little tip: if you're struggling to catch and you're wondering what to use next, if you go to press escape and go to records, and then click on the region that you're in. If you're in one of these other regions, click on those. You can leave it on all, which covers everything, or you can click on other region, which is I'm in on the UK one, so it's classed as other. I'm going to leave it on Burg. You can check weeklies or absolutes, but I'm just going to leave it on Burg so it just shows you the fish that are in here. And I'm going to look for the pike. So people have been catching the pike on live bait gibble carp, the Vico 14 gram 001, more gibble, and a hopper. The big perch, also Hunter 1 lures, so Hunter 1 003, the Hunter 1 002, maggot, that's a jig bait, so we haven't got that ability yet. These are wobblers, Terminator, that's a wobbler, I can't use that yet, and also live bait, which comes much further on into the game. So I'm going to try my the Vico. And we've got a fish on the other one. The other feeder rod. Let's put that down. It's a chub. So we need less than 5,000 XP to level up to 16. And when we do that, we're going to move on. We'll move over to Kuori. We'll have a look at Kuori. Oh, we've got a run again on the feeder. It's definitely a hot spot, this, guys. Right, let's turn that back down to 18. So yeah, this area seems, as of the date today, which is the June the 29th, 2018, this seems like a really good spot for the Tench. Turn that drag up a little bit. Let's see if we can get it higher in the water. You find if you can get the fish in the upper layer of the water, like near the surface, you'll stop its run. I'm gonna go after this one. Can't actually see where it is through these bushes. This is real fishing weather. Overcast, drizzly. Fish love this weather. I'm sorry if the mic's picking up a bit of background noise. We've got all the windows and doors open. It's really warm here at the moment in the UK, and let's get a bit of breeze Going through the ice. The other rod's ringing. Near it. This could be the level up fish. You will notice that when you're on the verge of leveling up, you know, when you've got like a few thousand XP to level up, you'll get, more often than not, you'll get a decent fish that will take you over that level. Looks like we've got one of them at the moment. So yeah, if this is worth more than 4,200 XP, we're on level 16. I think it's a decent tench. It's another nice tench. I'm gonna stick around until I've no tench ground bait left. I can't actually craft it myself. Yeah, it's a decent tench. There we are. Oh, it's not taking us over. We're close. 3,150. And it's a 2.6 kilo tench. So that's about 5.5 pound in Imperial. What have we got on this one? So yeah, now we only need about 1,000 and about 1,100. Right, this is going up leg. Let's see if we can slow it down by getting its head up. Let's pull it up if we can. It's still taking line. And we got a bite on the other one again. It's definitely a hot spot, and I think what is making it good as well is definitely the rain, the weather conditions at the moment. It's 12.2 degrees, so it's not hot. It's just right for fishing. Not much wind, and we've got cloud cover and drizzle. Like I said, the fish in real life love these conditions. Low pressure. Just looking where that other rod's going. Right, it's definitely not happy about being on the hook. It's going up lake. So I'm pretty certain that this is the level up fish. The question is, what sort of level up fish is it? Let's give it up. Right, it's given up. I'm turning the friction brake up to 22. We'll drag it in. So again, I'm shift reeling. So without shift, you see the speed it winds it in, and with shift. So you can also do that like a pumping action where right mouse button, keep it pressed down until it raises the rod fully. And then let go of right mouse and shift reel as it lowers the rod. So again, right mouse and then let go of right mouse and shift reel with left mouse button. This method though does use your energy quicker. Yeah, we've got another tench, I think. Is it? No, it's not. It's a little grass carp. So we've not got over that threshold. Didn't get very much XP for that fish. So keep that one. Let's put that back out there. We're on our last ball of tench mix. But we've got a fish on this one. It's not very big. And we need around 300 XP. And we didn't get it from that one. So we're up to 34.8 bottom fishing skill. And we've run out of tench mix. What else have I got? Ground bait. Got a little bit here of don't know what's in it actually, but it's just ground crackers, so we'll stick that on. We've got nothing else. Stick that on with the cheese. Pick our lure rod back up. Nothing. I'm going to switch back to this one. I'm also going to slow it back down to 18. We'll just keep plugging away. Got jig step. Sooner or later we'll hit something. Let's go back to Old Faithful number 6. At least we was getting perch with this one. Oh, got a bite on feeder number 2. Let's pick that up. Here we go. This looks like what we need. Is it a tench? No, it's a little grass carp again. Boom, and there we go. Level 16 reached. You've reached a new level. The little grass carp. So now we've got we can go to Kuori Lake. I think that's where we'll head off now. With no ground bait left. So I'm going to pack up these. We'll go and cash in these 14 fish that we've just caught. See how much we get. And we'll head off over to Kuori Lake. We'll have a look at that. Let's get this one in. And I think we'll buy a couple of hunter lures. Hunter 1 series. We'll have a look on the leaderboards when we get over there. Let's go and sell these fish. So we'll do the old hop off the log to get back to village. There's a log here somewhere, I think. Although we're pretty much on the doorstep anyway, but you can do this. You may have seen me do this in the other videos. So find one of these logs. It's got to be one of these ones, which are like telegraph pole type of thing, and then just walk off the edge into the water, and you teleport back to village. So we'll have a look, see if there's any orders. 1 perch over 1.6. Nope, we've not got one of them. Grass carp. It needed to be over 3 kilos. No. No, we've not got any of these. So 14 fish, 37 silver. So we'll cash those in. Got 300 and something. Got a bit of food. We're okay for food and whatnot. So let's head over to our new unlock, which is this one, Kuori Lake. Now it's quite expensive to travel to Kuori. It's probably the most expensive lake in the game at the moment. So yeah, it's expensive to travel compared to like Winding River is 4. Oldberg I think is 7 something. Burg Lake is about 13 maybe. 14 and I think 16 for Sura. Whereas it's 25.90 to go just to go to Kuori. Let's have a look at the weather forecast over there. So it's today it's cloud, then we've got a rain, cloud, cloud, partly cloudy, rain again, and then sunny. These are going to be good days to fish there, so we're gonna head over. I'm just in two minds whether to call in at maybe Mosquito to see if because it's free to travel, we might as well go and see if they've got the hunter lures in stock there, because Kuori Lake, they will have them in stock, but they are more expensive there than anywhere else. So we'll travel to Mosquito first, see if we can pick up a Hunter 1 series. We'll pick up our free meal as well while we're here. So go to the field kitchen, you can eat for free. There we go. Free meal. Let's have a look. Lures. We want the Hunter 1 series. So that's actually in stock, the Hunter number 2. So we'll have one of those. And we'll take a orange one, I think is another good one. And we'll also, I think we'll have one of these. Really, I should check. I'm going to check the weeklies. Weekly records for other region. And we'll have a look. So these are the fish that are on Kuori. So Arctic Char. A Vico 25005. The Hunter number 3. The Hunter number 2. 3. So we've got those two anyway. We may buy one of these Vico. So that's for the Char. Let's scroll down. Burbot takes things like live bait frog or the fish pieces. So here's another one. Char. So again, Hunter number 2. These are jig baits, so rubber fish or a provoker. So let's scroll down. Do we find any more? Kuori Lake, grayling takes spinners. So a few tiny fury, or one of the dragonflies that we've got. They also go for the Hunter 1 and the Hunter 5. Kuori Char. These are probably a bit too much for us, but again, Hunter 1 series 002 or a wobbler. There's Gene. He's one of the game bosses over at RF4. That's his character. Let's have a look. Kuori Lake, Lake Trout again. Number 2, number 6, number 3, and a wobbler. That's Lake Trout. Perch. number 1s, and a Soturi 22 gram 005. Pike, a Vico 25 gram number 3. So it might be worth looking at those as well. Those Vico. River Mussel. Savant Trout. So a 2 and a 12. So all in all, this number Hunter 1 002 is like a really good lure. Vendace have taken an 8 gram Vico, or the Hunter 3. So that's the smaller size. So that's what we're looking at. So I'm gonna go for, let me look at the Kuori again, the Kuori Char. That's that. We've got maybe a 6. And these Vico 25 gram. Let's have a look at the 25 gram. Vico 25G. So that's these ones. So the blue one was on there. Could have one of those. Throw one of them in the bag. I think this one was on there as well, wasn't it? Stripey one, black and gold stripey. We'll take one of those, and I think we'll leave it at that. We've got a decent selection now of lures. So we've got all our original spinners, and we've got a Hunter 2 002, and we've got a Hunter 1 002. We've got a 14 gram Vico. We've got a 25 gram Vico, a couple of those. And we've got the Hunter 1 003. And the one that I've got on at the moment is the 6, the small version of the 6. So let's get on to Kuori Lake. See you there. Right guys, welcome to Kuori Lake. We'll have a quick look around the village and then we'll do some fishing. So there's a unique place here at Kuori, which is this, the dairy store. So at the dairy store you can buy fresh milk, cottage cheese, sour cream and cheese, blocks of cheese. You get 10 portions in these. This is what you can use to craft cheese bait. So diced cheese you can make from this. So we'll buy one of those. Cottage cheese, you can make cottage cheese dough from this. I'm not sure about the sour cream and the fresh milk, what they can be used for. But yeah, I'm not sure if I can actually use those yet. So making cheese cubes comes in at 35%. What's the other one? Making cottage cheese, there we go, cottage cheese dough is at 40. So they're the things, when you reach this skill and you want to level it up, this is where you need to come to find those items. It's they're both at Kuori. It's the only place you can buy the cheese and the cottage cheese. You can buy soft cheese from the normal grocery store, but yeah, to make those you need to come to Kuori. Here's the cafe. What sort of orders are in the cafe? So we've got our orders for Pike, big Pike, 5.5 kilo plus. Lake trout, 5.5 kilos. Some of the other coarse fish. So that's the cafe. That's the dairy store. Here's the fish market. There's the fish market. Up here is the workshop. Come round this way. So there's your workshop for repairing your gear and buying crafting stuff and shovels and whatnot. Here's the admin. No, sorry, the grocery store, this one. So here's the grocery store. What's out of stock? The only thing out of stock is condensed milk. Administration. So we'll buy ourselves a map. Essential maps these days. I would say every lake you go to, make sure you buy the map. For the main reason being, it shows you exactly now where you are on the lake. Direction that you're facing gives you a better idea to find those deep areas. Here's our tackle store. So tackle store, like I said, it is a little bit more expensive here. So if you can buy the items that you need elsewhere, get them before you come, because you will pay more over here. So if we have a look at the Hunter 1 series, for instance, a lot of them are out of stock. But yeah, they were 50 something over on Mosquito, and they're actually 60, 68 here, getting on for 70 silver. So it's obviously, you know, yeah, if you lost one, if you break something and you don't want to have to pay the travel costs and then travel costs to return, by all means grab it from here, but you will pay a little bit more. And then we've got the boat station. So on Kuori we can actually use a boat to troll round. You buy your ticket from here. You can buy anything from 1 day to 5 day boat rental. We'll only buy we'll buy a 2 day. So think of these in hours. So you can buy a 5-hour ticket real time, or 1, 2, 3 hours. So we're gonna just buy a 2-hour ticket. But before we use the boat ticket will only become active when you actually get in the boat. It won't start now, since from when you buy it. It only starts from when you actually get in it and start using the boat. So we're going to save it. I'll show you some other spots first of all before we start trolling around the lake on a boat. So here's a good place to start. Just off at the side of the dock. Go to the end of this this rock and casting out from here. There's the island. So when people say they're fishing on the island, they're actually talking about that where the dead tree is. And between the island and the castle, it looks like a castle on top of the hill there. There's a deep spot. So if we bring our map up now, you can see where I am. I'm actually here on the end of this bit. There's a 10-meter deep trench here. There's the island, and between the castle and the island, there's the deepest part on the lake is here. It's a 15-meter deep hole. So a lot of people like to fish from the island, fish into the hole, or if you're trolling with the boat, it's a good pattern to use is to go round the island, following these bits over the 10 meter, and then back, doing that sort of pattern. There's also some other deep holes around the map. There's one here which is a 12 meter. You can actually hit that from standing along this edge here, so you don't need to use the boat. You can cast over it and retrieve through that one, and that's just a bit further down than the campsite. So follow the edge of the lake. You go past the campsite, and you're in this area here, and that's the beauty of the map. It actually shows you where you stood, so you know you're in the right position. You know you're facing the right direction to hit the spots. So I think what we'll do, we'll have a few casts from here, and we'll use one of these new hunter lures that we've got, and we'll hopefully not break any gear, and maybe catch 1 or 2 fish. So I'm casting out, oh, record longest cast. I'm casting out over this, towards this 10 meter hole, and I'm going to retrieve. Oh, we've got a fish on already. That fish hit it just as it was sinking through the water, I think. What have we got? Is it a perch? The perch is a perch. Well, let's try again. Another longest cast, 25 meters. Right, let's retrieve. I'm going to turn that up to 20. I'll do jig step. If you're struggling to get jig step, what it does, when you do get jig step, when you get a hit from a fish, a bite, you'll notice jig step will go off the screen and rod will bend round. But if you're not getting jig step, like I am there now, you can also tap the R key for retrieval speed, and if there's a fish biting, it will indicate with a red notification, bottom right. Telling you that you can't adjust the speed because there's a fish on. We can actually, look how clear that water is there. You can actually see the lure. Let's cast out towards just the left side of the island. We've got another longest cast. Sean? No, this is not a perch, I don't think. What have we got? Arctic char. Yeah, it's a new species for the checklist. We've got another 0.2 to spin fishing. So yeah, there's the Arctic char. Keep that one. So we'll check our checklist. So there he is, number 1, Arctic char. Which there's a few unique species in this lake that you can only get here. So Arctic char, the char, the Kuori Char, lake trout, the savan. I think Vendace is only here as well, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe you get Vendace in one of the later lakes as well. But yeah, savan, Kuori, lake trout, char, Arctic char, and is there any others? Grayling. Yeah, grayling. They're the ones that you can only catch here. Let's switch out to one of these. Another longest cast, 25.5 meters. So I'm going to increase my retrieval speed to 25. So I think we're going to move around, try some other spots, and then we'll come back and we'll finish off on the boat. Right, let's move from here. So I'll show you, you can walk all the way around this edge. You can't walk all the way around the lake from this point, but I'll show you how far you can go. There you can see the island better, it's just like a little... It's not very big. We could try from here. Oh, yes. Now this is something a little bit nicer, I think. Yeah, more like it. Oh, what have we got on here? I'm going to risk turning the drag up to 24 maybe. It's a fighter, whatever it is. It's feisty. It's a feisty fighter. Is the pike? Is the trout? Oh, it's a pike. 1.8 kilo pike. So we can go all the way around this edge to the end of the beach here. So now you can see castle tower thing on the hill. And we're at the back of the island now, so let's cast it that way. That is now, we're pretty much into the hole. Let's see if we can get anything from here. Do we get jig step? Yep. I think the other area was better with the pike. We'll try a different lure. Now this is probably the most favourite lure that I've got. Seems to be the one that's catching the most fish. Come on, give us a big hit. You'll notice as well, I always keep the rod at a right angle to the direction of the line, rather than having the rod pointing in the direction of the cast. You know, if you get a hit on that, it's you don't see the bend like you do when you put the rod like that. So the line's coming off at a right angle, so you can see as you're doing jig step, as you're retrieving, the rod tip bend. Then when you stop, how it straightens up. I've got to be careful though with this one, as I'm not using heavy gear really. It's on a really light lure fishing setup. But there's not much happening from this point. So I think we'll go round, back round the other side. And I'll show you another spot. So this is as far as you can go anyway. You can't go any further than this. Round this way. So we'll run back. We'll check some other areas. But you can see the water's crystal clear. If you was to use a float setup, you can actually see the fish coming in for the bait. When we get round to this other point, I'll demonstrate. So if you use like a telestick with a maggot or worm or caster or any bait like that, you'll see the actual fish that you're going to catch before it takes the bait. So you can see if it's a big roach or a big crucian or whatever. So now we're coming round this side towards the camp. Here's camp. Just do a quick map check. So yep, we're at this point now. Campsite, where you can brew your coffee and tea and mulled wine. So if that you're wondering where the camp is, that's where it is. So we'll keep going. And when you reach this tree, so after the camp, come along the rocks. Not the first fir tree. The second one, this one, and this area here. This is a good spot. Look where we are on the map. So now we're here, and we're facing the 12-meter hole. So if we do, let's try a few casts from here, and we point in the roughly in the direction of the hole. Let's do a big cast. We'll bring it back this way. Let's try a jig step. Let's try speed 18 to start with. So it's 75,102 the spot. It's not really being kind to us, this lure. We're definitely on the right one. Oh, fish on. But it's a perch. Oh no, an hide. There we go. So I'll show you, I'll put this down here. And we'll go to the next little spot along. So not that one, but here where it drops down. Where the path comes down to the lake side. So here. So we can see, we'll see if we can catch some small stuff by using a telestick. And if you set the depth to about, I'd say about 60 centimeters. Let's try 60. And I'm just using a maggot and a size 16 hook. Really, we could use a smaller hook. Let's go with a happy hook 16. And we'll put maggot back on. Pick that up. And we'll just flick that out. Just out there. So now you can see, if you press Z to zoom, you can see the line in the water drop down below the float. So if we just watch that, let's keep our eye open now, see if we see the fish that come for it. Just gotta wait. Let's be patient and wait. If we don't get a take with the maggot, I'll switch to worm. Switch to worm. There we go. See the fish come out for it then? It's biting. I think it's a little gibble maybe. We can see the fish nibbling at the bait. Still got to wait for that float to go under. Oh, we missed it. It lifted the bait. Let's put it there this time so we can see it a bit more clearly. Right, we should get a quicker... The fish come for it much quicker now. Right, the fish know it's there. Here we go, fish coming, see it? Came through the reeds then. This time we've got it. It's a little crucian. We'll catch one more and then we'll switch back to spinning. Lure fishing. Let's see what it is this time. Come on, fishes. One more fish. It doesn't look like we're going to get one. Taking a real long time to go for it. Let's try one other bait. So I think we'll try the caster. Try caster. Slightly better bait. See if that attracts them better. Nope. Right, let's switch back to our lure rod. Oh, it's still out, it's still over here. Let's go and pick it up. We'll have a few more casts from this spot. Whoa, 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 whoa. Big hit. Big hit. Whatever it is, it's a decent fish. Got the drag on like 24. Don't want to lose this fish. Right, I think we've got it under control. Let's get a bit of line back on it. Yes. What have we got? It's still got quite a bit of line out, so let's try and get some of that back. Oh, here we go. And it's a nice pike actually. Yeah, it's a beautiful pike. Just under 3 kilos. I think there was a pike order, wasn't there? For see if we can get something else. can get fish follow this right in, and sometimes they come out of the reeds as you get it to the edge here. So be sure to bring it all the way in. We can swap to a different lure, I think. Although night time's coming in, so really this would be the better one to use. May try a spinner actually. Try a spinner. Just remember when you switch back to spinner to adjust your retrieval speed. I'm going to start at 10. And this time it's just a straight retrieve. No pausing. See if this works. I don't think that's going fast enough. Let's increase our speed again. Got a fish on that straight away. Another ride. So yeah, let's go and finish up on the boat and do a little bit of trolling. Get ready for morning. So look what we've got. Don't think we've got much. Just under 10 silver. Sell those. Oh, it's got rid of them. Oh, we didn't have it big enough anyway. It was nowhere near that size. So let's grab the boat. And I'll show you how this works. So let's get in. So upper right corner of the screen, you'll notice we now have some control instructions for the boat. So Y key is to stand up. You can't stand up when the boat's actually moving. You've got to stop the boat to be able to stand up. You stop the boat by pressing G. Trolling mode is J and drop anchor is K. So trolling mode works by casting your lure out behind the boat. So let's just move away from the dock a little bit. Okay. So if we pick our rod up, so I've moved my lure rod into position 3 on the quick select. So I'll hit 3. And now what you can do is you can cast out from the boat. So I'll give it 50%. Lock up. Now what you've got to remember is you've got to remember to turn your friction brake down. I normally turn it down to about 6 or 7. That way if you do hook up a fish while you're still moving, it's not gonna just instantly lock up and possibly break your gear. So drop it down to about 6 or 7, and then if you're looking at one of these rod holders, so there's one on this side and one on this side, looking at either one of those, if you press 0, it puts it into the rod holder. And now what you want to do is you want to hit your J key to start trolling mode. So now the boat goes into like an automatic speed. Don't press forward on the controls or you will take it out of trolling mode. So I'll show you as an example. So if I went to push up to go forward, it goes quicker, but when you stop, trolling mode's disengaged. So you've just got to hit J again. So don't push up. It does allow you to move left and right, turn. It will stay in trolling mode, but just let it go at that speed. Check your map. So now we want to go in more in this direction around the island. So I'm gonna look at the front of the boat and I'm gonna turn it. So that's better. And what we want to do, we want to come down this way and then follow this pattern and round again. And what you've got to do as well, you've got to keep your eye on the rod. So where are we now? See, it's showing you that direction that I'm looking in, not the direction that the boat's going in. So we're here. We're going to turn to go around the back of the island. Keep turning until we can see. There's the island. So if we stay looking forward on the boat, we can see that we're going in the right direction now along this deeper area. Keep my eye on the rod. So now we're pretty much over the deep hole, 15-meter hole, and then we're going to turn and come this way. So we're heading out now towards this 10-meter. So hopefully we should start maybe getting a bite. Now it's starting to come daylight. If we don't, we'll swap. We'll get a different lure. Right, we'll turn again now. I'm going to swap this lure. So to pick up the rod, you've got to press the number that you've assigned it to. So I press number 3 then. It's in slot 3. Right, I'm going to change this to... let's put this one on. And put it back down. Turn to go around the back of the island again. I'm just really surprised that we've not had a take. Really surprised. We'll turn to face the dock. Or just past the dock actually. I think it's about... Is that the right angle? No, maybe back a little bit. Yeah, face the dock. Should take us to the 10-metre hole. We'll go round, and then if we still don't get a take on this one, I'm going to swap to the orange lure. Oh, there we go. There we go. You can hear the reel screaming. So let's pick it up and let's stop the boat. Hit G. I'm going to turn the drag up. And I'm also going to stand up, so hit Y. Now we're stood up in the boat. So that's why you obviously turn the drag down when you're trolling. So when you do get a hit, you hear the reel go zzz, and that's the indicator. This is not a bad fish. It's taking a lot of line. And hopefully we get this one in. Just got to be careful when the line, because I'm fishing with braid, there's no stretch, so as soon as the tension drops, it just goes really loose. So it's coming up to 50% of the line taken. So we need to get this fish under control if we can. Still fighting. Like that. Oh, nearly got off then. Dangerous when it does that, because you can lose the fish. It can get off when it drops the tension right off. Don't know what it is, but it's a decent fish. It's a decent fighter. It's gonna be the best fish that we've had so far. Red then. No, don't get off. See, it's slowly as well pulling the boat. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. This fish is just crazy, man. Whatever it is. It's got nowhere to run. It's in that... It's up against that edge. But it's definitely... definitely not happy. Just don't want it to get off. Need to let it burn itself out. But being careful not to lose tension on it. I'm feeling this is a Kuori Char. It's pulling us towards it. We're getting closer to it. The boat. We've got it in this corner. Got it on the ropes. But need to get it in. Get a bit of lime back off it and then it just takes more again. No, don't you dare. It's trying its best to get off. What we don't want it to do is go left and then go off down the lake, otherwise could be in trouble. I want to try and keep it in this corner if I can. Right, if you don't want it, another little tip is if you don't want it to go in a direction, keep your rod pointing in the direction that you don't want the fish to go in. So we don't want it going this side. We'll keep on we're keeping the rod bent to the left of where the fish is. Man, this fish. It's got like half my line still out, but it's in the corner and it's not got anywhere to go. It must just be on the bottom there. Trying to get away, but it's got nowhere to run. I just don't want it to go left. If it gets left and it gets more in open water, then it could go off down the lake and I'd really struggle in stopping it. So I want to keep it in this corner until it burns itself out. This is a fight. This is a serious fight. This fish is obviously too big really for this setup. With a better setup we'd have much less of a fight. Get it in much quicker. So it's a test of man versus fish. Don't want to lose it now. We're inching the line back on it gradually. We've got over 50% of the line back on the spool. Oof. Thought it had got off then. Let's turn the drag up a notch more. 25. Man, what is this fish doing? I've had this fish on a while now. I think it's slowly. I think slowly we're getting the better of it. Let's see if we can bring it up. If we can bring it up off the bottom, we've got a better chance. But what we don't want is that to start running again. I've got right mouse button pressed there, so I'm trying to get it up in the water. If I can get it off the bottom, we've got a better chance of slowing it down. It's got nowhere to go. We've got it trapped in this corner. So definitely an epic battle with something on this light gear. Maybe eat something. Drink some cola. It's probably doing us as well with no health, energy left. So I'm gonna have some coffee as well. See if this. We can see it. It's a Kuori Char. I see the orange. See the orange? We've got it. It's a Kuori Char. It's a nice fish. Should be a good amount of XP from this fish if we can get it up. It's a beautiful Kuori Char to end on, guys. Here we go. These are the fish you want to target in this lake, and we've got it. It's ours. It's in the net. Yes, yes, guys. 7.6 kilo Kuori Char. 17,000 XP normal. But with premium, we've got 34,000 XP. That was an epic battle, guys, on such light gear. The beauty of it was, we had it trapped in that corner. Without it being trapped in that corner, that fish would more likely have spooled me if it had gone down the lake. But we was lucky. We sort of cornered it. It had nowhere to go. It just kept fighting and fighting on the bottom, trying to get away. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that one, guys. So that's a good fish to end on. So let's keep it. Kuori Char 7.63 on really light gear on the Hunter 1002. So the price for that fish, let's go and have a look how much it's worth, and then I'm going to end this episode on a high. I don't think we'll top that one in a hurry. So let's sit back down in the boat, put the rod away. Let's get back to shore. So that little bit of waiting and bit of patience with the trolling paid off eventually. With that nice battle with the Kuori Char. The Kuori Char is probably the most sought after fish in this lake. The Savan are nice, and Arctic Char and the normal Char, all nice fish. But I think the Kuori Char is like the king fish in this lake, and we that's what we've ended on. Let's go and see how much it's worth. Is there an order for it, first of all? Is there an order for a small one? No. So this fish is worth 45 silver. So you can imagine really big ones, which are like 20 plus kilos. You can get a lot of silver for those. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and subscribe if you like the videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. See you soon. Bye.